Tony D and Little Joan here with a screenwriter's rant on So Cold the River. Good title. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 7 available through Amazon.com. Kindle Unlimited is free, and we still get paid, Joan. And I could buy you treats. She's so hungry. Buy Joan a treat. Check out a book. Anywho, So Cold the River. God, I love that title. It's a great title. It is, I would call it a horror movie about a documentary filmmaker who's making a movie on this guy. And he is an old-timey, I don't know if you'd call him a gangster or just evil. And he was part of this town. He's dying. And she's staying at a resort where I think he's dying in. I don't know if he's in the resort or near it. But he was an old rich dude who did a bunch of horrible things to get where he is. And he got this old resort. I don't know where they shot this. This looks pretty cool, right? I mean, I guess this is outside or inside. It almost looks like inside, doesn't it? Yeah, it is inside. I think it is inside. Yeah. It's like this big domed place. Creepy place they shot this. So she's trying to find out. This is an old woman who remembers the old days, doesn't want to talk about it at first. And somehow she unleashes an evil. Now, see, this is the guy in flashback, or it seems it's based on a book. So some weird details are unexplained here. But I think as she digs deep, she somehow awakens the ghost of him, like as a young gangster. Maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was someone else who did all the evil. But weird things start happening. She starts to get attacked by the ghost of the past, I guess? Not sure. It's kind of interesting, though. So it's written and directed by Paul Schulberg. Let's see if it has the book mentioned here. I assume it's the same name. Oh, based on the novel by Michael Corita? So, yeah. It seems to be like the ghost of his past returning. That's all I could... I'm not sure if this is a modern guy, or I think it's a modern guy, or maybe it's his son. Yeah, based on the novel. And it's got that old-timey look. I like it. I like it for its look, you know. It reminds me of The Shining. And I always love that movie. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. So I think it's got a lot of those elements to it. But there's something else here that I'm not quite putting my finger on. And I even read the synopsis on the IMDb, and it doesn't really give me any clarity here. I wish they kind of gave me a little more information, just a tiny bit more, but they're not. So it's kind of annoying. See, here he is. That's the guy with the bowler. He's got this bloody hammer, and like a bunch of weird things happen. So I'm not sure. I'm intrigued by this movie, and then here's a scene where suddenly someone comes up behind her with a knife. Is it the ghost? Is it him? He's like bedridden. He can't get out. She keeps seeing him. And even he says, "What have you done?" Like one of those kinds of lines. You know, she dug up the past. So maybe it's not him. Maybe it's his brother or, associate. And he was so evil, like his ghost comes back. So if I had to guess, first act, she goes to do this documentary. She's, interviewing the guy. They discourage her from, doing anything too deep. And she gets some information, but she's unsatisfied. She decides to stay in the spa. And almost immediately something weird happens. She can't quite put her finger on it. Every time she asks somebody, she kind of gets the sense they're lying. Second act, she does some more interviews. More weird stuff starts happening. She starts seeing something. Maybe somebody dies or gets injured, and she's like, she starts connecting it to the old man somehow, or this ghost from the past. Soon she's seeing the ghost. The ghost is attacking her. Um, you know, scenes like this will be like she'll be lying in the tub in her bathing suit for some reason. Um, you know, oh, I'm taking a spa day. Oh, this is nice. And then, you know, she hears noises, and then she sees something, and then she's attacked and has to run away, but gets away. Early on, you get away from the ghost, but as the movie progresses, it gets harder and harder to get away from the ghost. So going into the third act, by that point, she realizes there's some evil presence here, and she can't leave until she kills it. She'll never escape, unless she does something, or maybe it's about escaping. It's either or, right? Either she has to do something to escape, or she just has to escape. And then she abandons the documentary and just tries to survive this horrible night that she kind of unwittingly unleashed. I guess I'm kind of intrigued by it. I like the look of it. I love the title. I'm big on titles. That is a good title. So Cold the River. Yeah. So I'd be interested in the book, because I bet the book has tons of detail. Beyond that, I'm not sure. It does run the risk. It is sometimes hard to adapt a novel. Some novels, some comic books, they're just unadaptable, because you can't give the same sort of feeling as the book. It's really strange. There's just some things that should be books, and some things that should be movies, and they can't cross over. You can, but it's just not the same. So I don't know. I am intrigued by this. I mean, all the other stuff looks good. I mean, the music's okay. The cast seems fine. I don't recognize anybody. I mean, there's no big names in this, but these days, who cares about that? Bethany Joy Lenz, I assume, is the documentary filmmaker, and this dude, the bloody overalls guy, has he got overalls on? No, I guess that's like a sleeveless t-shirt. And I assume this is Bethany. So yeah, I think this could be really good. Maybe I'm being tricked by the title, but I am intrigued by it. So I'll keep an eye out for it. Again, don't know when it's coming out. I wish the one thing you should do when you put a trailer on YouTube is put the movie, when is the movie coming out? And yeah, I get it. Sometimes you don't know. Give us an idea. At least put a coming soon. At least, I don't know, say spring. This movie, though, in its defense, it was made in 2020. So they made it back in 2020, probably before or during the pandemic, and they've been sitting on it. And a lot of movies, they've been sitting on them because they're not sure anybody's going to go to the damn theater to see it. So you got to figure out a way to monetize it. I get that, but give us an idea. This movie, I guess, sometime in the next 2 to 3 months. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. We have 2 more videos on Bitchute and Rumble. Check them out, and also on Odysee. They are the News Blast and a Hollywoke Hot Take. Joan and I will see you tomorrow.